and 16, depending on which year. And they found out the weather just sucked in the middle of October. It started getting cold in Germany. So for capitalistic reasons and for consumption, basically, they moved it to the last week of September and the first week of October, which traditionally were the best weather months of the year in Bavaria. It wasn't too hot, not too cold. It generally didn't rain, so that's when the Oktoberfest was moved to that time frame. And what happened was, at the same time, they said, well, since it's going to be warmer, we're gonna put in make a lighter, more bitter beer, something that was more profitable than the Märzen that was a little heavy. So the German brewmasters came up with this Festbier style, and it's what you find now at the modern day Oktoberfest, is what it's called, a Festbier or Pils or Helles. They have all kinds of different names for it. Or Märzen is what you're going to try a little later. That just means original style for this. And the Festbiers now are what you find in summertime in almost all the street festivals in Bavaria. And it's a really nice beer, I think. It has 3 different types of malt in it. It's got Pilsner malt, or the pale, the light malt. And then it has 2 types of caramel malt in it. It has, actually, 4 malts in it. It has light roasted caramel malt called Carapils, a dark roasted caramelized malt called Munich, and then it has Munich malt in it also. So these 4 different types of malts are very unique. The Munich malt is roughly roasted 4 times darker than the Pilsner malt. The caramelized malt actually add a lot of body and aftertaste, and then the caramelized Munich malt is really a signature flavor profile in our Märzen. So it's a smaller quantity of the caramelized Munich malt in this beer. It's fairly robustly hopped. It's around 23 bitterness units relative to the Pilsner, which is 30, and then you have the Märzen, which is lightly hopped and more robustly malty. It's a great beer, 5.6% alcohol, and just it pairs well with food. All of the beers that the first 3 are just perfectly matched for the a seafood, light crisp, more bitter beer. Getting into the meat dishes, you're going to get more malty content. And the Festbier will go nicely with this roast pork that's coming up. And that's the history on the Festbier. And the Märzen, I'll give you more lead on that later on. So enjoy.
Thank you.